Hello and welcome to Riot. I'm your host Tisa and this is
May May.
And I just want to apologize now. I can't talk. Apologize now. Because I'm about to drink the rest of this bottle of wine. And there's going to be some noises because we're down in the kitchen and the dishwasher's going and upstairs the dryer's going. And I know this picks up, it's so sensitive, it picks up everything. We're going to have to find somewhere to do episodes in a
We're going to have quiet. To soundproof one of our closets.
The downstairs closet?
Or maybe our walk-in. That's already muffled with all the clothes in there.
It'll get really hot in there.
Wow.
We need one of those Dyson fans that are silent.
No noise. Yeah.
And we could do it down in this closet. We could put a little area
in the Harry Potter closet?
Yeah, in the Harry Potter closet like Shane Dawson and Ryland did. Well, Ryland made it for Shane. You should watch that episode.
I should watch all the episodes, right?
Yes. So speaking of little scary closets, we just saged the house. And we talked about it the other day about the noises and stuff that we were hearing. And the dog's been barking at the office.
Recently the dog's been going bonkers at the office. And then this morning when I went in there to do my journaling, man, my psychic things come out because I feel like somebody's rubbing my head or breathing on the back of my neck.
You.
I know. Well, that happened this morning, all morning, the whole time I was in there.
Do you think it's your brother?
I don't know if it's my brother or not. I mean, he's certainly invited, but, yeah, I don't know. I don't think so. It might have been my own imagination.
Possibly, because I was in there like 3 times in the past 2 weeks and I've never felt anything.
Today was the first time I felt anything. But then the dog has been barking a lot at the office recently.
And you've been scared of it. So anyhow, today we have something to discuss. Amanda wanted to discuss something, so here we are, and here she goes.
Yeah, I started a new job recently, and the new job is... I'm used to working at these little mom and pop shops where the schedule is a little more flexible and the drive is a lot less. The commute. And now I'm working at a place where I am expected to work 9 hours a day. That's including an hour for lunch. And the commute is an hour, sometimes most of the time an hour and a half. One way. It's not good. So that means I'm spending almost 12 hours away from home. And it's something that I'm not used to. And so yesterday, Tisa told me that the kitchen was messy. You did. And what's a normal reaction to saying that the kitchen is messy?
You get mad because you think I'm blaming you.
No, that's not what I said. What is a normal reaction? Not my reaction, what's a normal reaction?
I don't know.
When somebody tells somebody else the kitchen is messy, what's their reaction?
They start cleaning it?
Yeah, or they say okay, or, they just ignore it and hope that it goes away. That's a normal reaction, right?
I guess.
You guess?
I guess. This is the first time that I've had a living situation like this, where the kitchen's never clean. Like, unless somebody's on it. So,
I'm getting angry again.
Why are you getting angry?
So my reaction is normally anger. I get frustrated. It's not a pretty sight, and I'm trying to figure out why I get so upset. And I'm reading Brene Brown's Rising Strong right now. And she talks about the story that you tell yourself and the story that your head is trying to say, and then the story that you should be listening to, or, how to combat against that story. And so I guess when Tisa tells me that the kitchen is messy, or when she says, but this is the first time I've ever lived anywhere where the kitchen is never clean. The story that I tell myself.
That was an... Ouch. Well, sorry, go ahead.
The story that I tell myself is it's my fault and that I'm a bad person because my kitchen's not clean and I'm awful and I'm gross and why would anybody ever want to be with me because my kitchen is gross.
You think that?
And yeah, and so I start going in this shame spiral every time she says something like that to me and it just drags me down. And so what do people do when they feel shame? What are some responses?
You get angry.
I get angry. But there can be some despair, there can be some depression, there can be some contempt. There can be all of these things, but I get angry. And so with my temper, I have one of those flash tempers where I get really, really pissed and then it's gone. And so with my temper, I get really pissy. And then I try to figure out what to do with it. So yesterday, that's what happened. She told me that the kitchen was messy, and I threw a hissy fit. Because I am the queen of hissy fits, let's be real.
Lately you have been. Since you started this job, you've been the queen of hissy fits. You've been really good before that, but now you're just throwing a fit almost every day.
I know. So see, here's the thing. Yesterday I didn't go exercise. I haven't been able to exercise since last Monday. I didn't do what I normally do in order to keep myself in check. So yesterday, yeah, I threw a hissy fit. But this morning, I made it a point to get out of bed early. I went on a 5-mile walk. And on this walk, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this is not acceptable. Getting angry over somebody saying something as stupid as your kitchen's a mess? Who the fuck cares? So I was thinking about this issue and why I got angry and what's the story behind it and why I'm feeling all this shame. And I think it comes down to the fact that I have been putting far too much pressure on myself. Because I have this new job that I'm not used to. I'm away from my house a lot more than I'm used to. And there's a lot more pressure on me. Now, this is a job that I don't want to give up because it's going to pay... It's going to help me be independent. And that's all I want, is to be an independent person. And I like the job. I enjoy it.
Here's the thing, though. When I make a comment about the house being a mess, it's because I'm frustrated because I clean all the time. And then I ask for help. You know, pick up your guys' stuff, pick up your shoes, clean your area, put your shit in the sink. This is me, a broken fucking record.
And I always do.
Yes.
But the kids don't, and I take responsibility for that too.
So they yell at me and tell me that I'm fucking a horrible person, basically, because I want them to clean.
Well, they should not be saying
well,
that.
This is your son, so.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like a broken record. And this kitchen, like, I cleaned this counter, and it looks so beautiful.
We clean this counter every other day, and it looks beautiful.
But, like, I'd say things like, we need to have certain areas for our books. We have a lot of books right now. Maybe we should get a fucking bookshelf, and all of our library stuff, we put it on there.
That's what I'd like to do.
Okay. So all of these things can be easily fucking taken care of when I mention something. Okay, the reason why I said the fucking counter was a mess was because it was a mess and I was trying to cook. And I had just, every time I cook or clean, I clean from there to there. This rest of the area, I expect you guys to fucking take care of. The only thing down here right now, my shit, is this stuff because my coffee cup.
Okay, well, all that is beside the point because I'm not trying to yell at you for telling me my kitchen is messy because I concur. I completely agree with everything you just said. Okay? What I am having a problem with is the fact that I threw a hissy fit about it and I couldn't figure out my own feelings. And I couldn't figure out why I was so angry about something that I agree with you with. So that's the problem.
But do you know when I say something to you, it's the general direction towards everybody in this fucking house?
I understand that that's what you mean, but the way that it makes me feel is my problem. And the way that I'm telling the story to myself is a lot different than the way that you are meaning the story, which is why I tell you that what I'm hearing right now, what I'm feeling right now is this, so that you can tell me what you mean. And at the end of the day, it comes from me having too many expectations on myself. Because I want to write a book. This is NaNoWriMo, and I want to write this story that I have planned out for myself. I want to do my flash fiction project. I want to exercise and feel healthy in my body. And all of these things that I am expecting myself to do, on top of having this new job, is too much. And so I have to take a step back from most of it, and I have to let go of the guilt that I put on myself for not doing what I meant to do, and just try to deal with going to work and coming home and being here for the family.
I understand. And I agree. The story that your brain is telling you with every single thing, every comment that I make that you feel this guilt or shame comes from a deep-seated thing that you need to discuss with somebody.
I need to go to counseling. I know. And I December 1st, I get new insurance. December 1st, I can go see a counselor. I'll make an appointment. I should probably make an appointment with my PCM now, but it's military doctors and they don't know me from Adam, especially because I have a new one now because they move around all the time and they don't know me and I don't know them. Okay. And my lady that I like, my counselor that I loved.
She's like expensive, isn't she?
No, she's dropped TRICARE, so I couldn't take her.
Well,
so now I'm not going to have TRICARE anymore. I'm going to have Cigna and I'm going to have an HSA, which means I'm going to have money to be able to do things like that, to be able to pay for co-pays and things like that. So I'll be able to take care of it better. I'll be able to take the kids to counseling easier.
It's so bright outside.
But I'm struggling because I'm overwhelmed. And so I just need to back off. I need to back off the expectations of myself. I need to, instead of looking for creativity every day, I need to let creativity find me. If creativity finds me, then right. If it doesn't find me, then I'm under no obligation. And that's the thing. I have obligated myself to do all of these things for me. And I can't do that right now because right now I have to focus on the family and finding time after work to be there for you guys, which I haven't been doing because I've been overwhelmed and because I've been tired, because I just want to pout when I come home.
But you can't.
I can't. I know. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about, saying I recognize that this is a problem and I recognize that this needs to be changed and I need to work on this, and letting you know that I recognize this and letting you know that this is something that I'm going to be working on for the next few months.
Did you write this before you yelled at the boy?
Yeah.
So you recognized it this morning but still had a reaction.
I still recognize, yeah, because the reaction, see, that's the problem. The reaction comes so fast I can't stop it. And then afterwards I'm like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. Like right afterwards, like I'm like, this is taking a normal reaction and change and skewing it and being above and beyond. So he asked me for a password again, and I told him the password again, and he said it doesn't work again, and then we got in an argument because this is a broken record thing. This is something that he asks me all the time. So I got really, really mad this afternoon, and I shouldn't have. And I knew right when I yelled at him that I shouldn't have gotten that angry, and I knew it.
Do you notice when I look at you? What is the... Yes, you do. So, what do you think I'm thinking when I'm looking at you?
Where is this coming from?
And also, really?
Yeah.
Like, you're getting upset. This is such a little tiny thing. Did you yell at them when they were little?
Yeah.
Baby. They were little?
I've never had support. When they were little, I lived in Clovis, New Mexico. I had nobody. I had no friends. I had nothing.
So this is why they react the way that you
Probably.
react when they get told something. They throw fits.
Because I've basically raised them by myself, and I'm not good at raising kids.
Okay.
They're good kids.
Yes.
And for the most part, I've done a good job. And at school, like we went to a meeting for Sindel last week, and they were telling me all about how Sindel is respectful and kind and everything else. And I'm like, well, thank God I did something right, because she's not like that at home.
Yeah, she's an asshole at home.
Yeah.
And, I noticed different, like, she sets him off, and I feel like he sets her off because he's just frustrated. So he knows how to push her buttons. So, like, I watch them every day, and I yell at them. I let them go at it, and then I tell them to stop. They need to, but the way that they react to things is something that they shouldn't. Like, on Friday, before Amanda got home, I was sitting in here, and Sindel was like, I'm going to make dinner. And I said, okay. And Elias was trying to do his phone because he had to get a new phone because he dropped his phone this week. So Sindel was just throwing a fit because she was like, I don't know how to... No, she was actually doing really good. And then the boy was just